Hello, everyone. My name is Alina Bonadonna, and unfortunately, right now you are hearing only my voice because somehow we are experiencing technical issues where we cannot share our camera. Probably it's because of our webinar provider, but at the same time, it cannot distract us from presenting you today one of the most important topic called food safety culture. And please welcome amazing and lovely woman, Hoida Regard. Hi, Hoida. How are you?
Hi, Alina. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm also good, a bit stressed, but it's fine. Look, we are experiencing kind of podcast format, so we should
No
deal with it as
problem.
well.
We can deal
Okay.
with it. We can deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
From where are you speaking to us, Hoida?
So I'm located in California, Sacramento. So here it's a little bit cold, but still sunny. It's a good day to have this discussion about food safety culture. So yeah, so let's start
Yes.
our presentation if you don't mind, Alina.
Yeah, just one quick question from my side to all attendees. Can you please drop a message in a question window if you hear us well? I don't ask if you see us well, but at least if you hear us well. And there is also a reaction button. Yeah, I see first reaction are coming, and put also some more hearts. So, guys, I just encourage you also during this session to drop messages and questions to Hoida. She will definitely answer all of these. And time is yours, Hoida, to push.
Okay, thank you, Alina. So today we will discuss the food safety culture in the food industry. It's a big topic. There are a lot of things to say, but I will try to do it in 45 minutes to 1 hour. So let's look at our agenda today. Of course, we will have an introduction. We'll discuss about the element of the food safety culture, the benefit of the strong food safety culture, and we will talk about how we implement the food safety or strategies to implement the food safety culture, the metric and continuous improvement, challenges faced by the industries in terms of food safety culture, and at the end we will go through a conclusion. Sorry about that. So let's start about the introduction. I love to start with the history of the food safety culture. So just for your information, the concept of the food safety culture is not new. It's relatively modern, but its roots trace back to the early days of food safety management. So let's start with the early history. In 2000 BCE, civilizations such as Babylonian and Egyptian implemented rudimentary practices of food safety, including food storage and prevention of contamination through hygienic method. Then, between the 15th and the 15th century, food safety concerns were often connected to the food preservation techniques, like salting, drying, fermentation. And then uh, in the 19th century, I'm sorry, I'm not following with my presentation, sorry. In 19th century, the rise of industrialized food production and urbanization led to the greater focus of food hygiene. So now it started development of pasteurization, refrigeration, all this to help reduce the incidence of foodborne illness. Early 20th century, public health movement and development of the food safety regulation began to take shape. So here we're hearing about FDA and all the regulation that FDA start putting together. Uh, um, After the World War II, the modern era of food safety emerged when food safety management system began to be formalized. During this period, During this period, foodborne illness linked to industrial food processing led to establishment of food safety regulation in many countries. Um, um, and the HACCP plan, then the HACCP plan started in a NASA in 1960, and then it started to be adopted by the food industries, focusing on preventing hazards through control of critical point in food production. In 1990s and the early of 2000s, there were emergence of food safety culture. Um, it started in 1990s when we had the foodborne outbreaks such E. coli in 1993 in USA. That brought the food safety to the forefront of public consciousness. These incidents highlighted the need for a shift from focusing only on technical regulation to fostering a culture of food safety. Um, so in 2000s, the concept of food safety culture began to take shape as an organization recognized that maintain a safe food environment required more than just compliance with regulation. Then in 2010s to now, Codex Alimentarius started highlighted the importance of food safety culture, and now the current trend today, food safety culture is considered a critical component of food safety management system across the globe. Yeah, so this is a little bit just information about the history of food safety culture and food safety in general in the world. Um, so let's continue about, we can talk about the definition of food safety culture. I believe many of you heard a lot of things about food safety culture, and there were many definitions given to food safety culture. But the one that I prefer the most is this one, and just try to read it and highlighted the most important words in this definition. So it's a culture, food safety culture refers to shared values, attitudes, practices, and behaviors of any organization with respect to the food safety. It encompasses how individual and groups in food business prioritize and practice food safety in their daily operation. In other words, we can say the food safety culture is a holistic approach to ensuring safe food by integrating safety into organizational values, behaviors, leadership, and continuous improvement. It's not just about compliance, but about creating a collective mindset and environment that values food safety in every aspect of food production and handling. Some people, they look at the food safety culture as a prerequisite for any food safety quality management system. So this is about the definition, and I mean, it's clear. Apart, if you need more information, you can contact me later on in the question session. Now we will discuss about the importance food safety culture. I will just go through all the elements that make the food safety culture very important to food safety to food industries. So first of all, it prevents the foodborne illness. Then it improves also compliance and risk management. It enhances the customer confidence, which is very important. It reduces the cost and the waste. Employee all the time is engaged and responsible. um, Continuous improvement and adaptation, and long-term business success. So we will talk about those important those elements in other slides, but here just I'm presenting overall the importance of the food safety culture. Now, let's go to the current trends of food industry. That is very important because that is really linked to the food safety culture. Um, the Sorry about that. Yeah, so the food industry in 2024 is facing several key trends that reflect broader shifts in technology, consumer preferences, and environment concerns. So the first trend is the technology and automations. So as you know, many people now they are using uh, the intelligence business and AI, business intelligence, artificial intelligence, that is growing rapidly. And these technologies help food companies streamline operation, improve supply chain management, and make data-driven decision. Automation in food processing and manufacturing is being leveraged to cut costs and boost efficiency. Uh, the other the other thing is sustainability. And everyone knows now food companies are adopting sustainability practices, and that's driven by both consumer demand and the regulatory pressures. Circular company practices, including reducing food waste and using sustainable packaging, is a key trend. Then there is the health consciousness and menu innovation. Consumers today are more health conscious, seeking plant-based and functional foods. This influencing food services businesses to diversify their menus, offering options that cater to various dietary preferences, such as keto, gluten-free, and vegan. Uh, so the evolving trends in food industry are closely tied to development of robust food safety culture, as those new technologies, sustainability demands, and conscious trends reshape the food landscape, and organization must, in this case, must cultivate the culture that emphasize safety, adaptability, and continuous improvement to stay competitive and compliant. Now, let's tackle the core element of the food safety culture. Um, there are a lot of elements, I think more than 7. There are a lot of elements that in the food safety culture that are more important. We will tackle only 3 of them, but uh, I will just present here all those elements in here. So first of all, we have leadership, then strategic vision policy, we have communication and advocacy, we have accountability and ownership, continuous improvement, risk awareness, crisis management and resilience, employee involvement and training, and collaboration and across departments. So all those elements are very important to implement the food safety cultures. From these elements, we will tackle the following. So the leadership commitment that include leadership, strategic vision, and policy and crisis management resilience in somehow. And then we will talk about employee engagement and training. And it's encompass accountability and ownership, employee involvement training, and collaboration across departments. And then at the end, we will talk about the risk awareness and communication, which encompass also communication and advocacy and risk awareness. And then at the end, we will see how we can keep improving our system. So let's start with the leadership commitment. As you know, leadership commitment is fundamental and core element for strong food safety culture and for any quality management system within an organization. It set the foundation for fostering a culture where food safety is shared priority at all levels. And so now the question why the leadership matters. In your opinion, why? So the first of things, it set the tone. Leaders influence company values and behavior by demonstrating what matters the most. If the food safety is the food safety. And leadership also when it prioritize the food safety, all the employees across all level view it. It has a non-negotiable standard rather than an optional task. So for them, the food safety, it will be really a priority because the leadership is involved in there and push for it. The other thing why the leadership commitments matter is the resource allocation. If leadership is committed, all the resources will be deployed for the food safety. Now, let's see what are the benefits of strong leadership commitment in food safety culture. So the first benefit is ensures food safety remains a top priority, as we said, and even under production pressures. Second, builds employee trust and motivation to comply with the food safety standard, and enhances brand reputation and consumer confidence. And at the end is it minimizes the risk of foodborne illness and associated liabilities. So this is what is for food safety culture. Now we can jump into the employee engagement and training. Uh, uh, this element focus on promoting a workplace where employees feel confident, valued, and motivated to prioritize the food safety in their roles. The key aspect of empowerment and engagement, first of all, ownership of food safety responsibility. So the employee should understand his role in food safety culture and food safety in general, and should be encouraged to take initiative to prevent any food safety risk. Um, Encouraging open communication. So employees should be empowered to report potential issues or violation, and encourage them also to give some feedback to improve, or ideas to improve any food safety processes. The other key is recognition and reward system. Of course, when you recognize any person that demonstrate an exemplary of food safety practices, that will help to improve the food safety culture in any facility or any plant. Uh, the fourth one is involvement in decision making. This is very important. When you engage employees in discussion about the food safety policies and improvement, and improvement that increase their commitment and sense of belonging on this system. And the last key is accessible to leadership. So leadership should be present in any way and listen to the employee and discuss with the employee what is the best thing for their system. So those are the key of the key aspect of empowerment and engagement. Now let's see what is the training. So the training, as you know, everyone know, an effective training ensure that employees have uh, the knowledge, the skills, and the mindset needed to maintain a high food safety standard. And the key aspect of training, so first of all, we have comprehensive onboarding training, then role-specific training, regular refresher courses, and interactive and practical sessions. So all this is the key aspect of the training. So a comprehensive onboarding training, this is normal. Any new employee need to go through some training about the food safety policies, regulatory requirements, and best practices in the company. The role specific training, we should have specific training for some titles or some roles like maintenance or production workers. So you have to have specific role training for every level. Regular refresher courses, this is periodic training to reinforce the food safety practices. And then interactive and practical sessions. What we mean by that, that's some you have to encourage the employee to go and uh, participate in webinars, in case studies, in real scenarios, real world scenarios, to ensure that they understand really the food safety concept. um, there is a training incident response. This is very important. This training that is done after an incident or after a non-conformance, or uh, and that, because we need to learn from our mistakes, and you can push also the employee to learn from their mistakes. And then there is evaluation feedback that to assess the training effectiveness through tests, practical evaluation, and employee feedback by just kind of interviews. And then at the end is promoting a culture continuous learning. Yeah, to encourage employees to seek additional knowledge outside of the area of the work area. So that is for the key aspect of training. Sorry. Now, again, here we will see the intersection of empowerment, engagement, and training, why it's linked together. So first of all, um, empowerment through knowledge. As you know, training provides employee with the knowledge and skills they need to identify potential food safety risk and take appropriate action to mitigate them. And then engagement through involvement, when employees are involved in training, design, or improvement process, they are more committed to implement what they learn. So that is very, very important for a strong food safety culture. And then reinforcing accountability, training programs and empowerment initiative help employees to feel accountable for their action, promoting a proactive food safety culture. Um, this is uh, the intersection between the three, and then we can here look at the benefit of the empowerment, engagement, and training. So first of all, it reduces food safety incident and compliance issues, improves employee morale and retention by creating sense of purpose, enhances overall operational efficiency and brand reputation. So by integrating employee empowerment and engagement with robust training programs, organizations build a strong food safety culture that is sustainable and effective. Um, so this is for training. Now we will just jump into the risk awareness and communication, as we said before. So as we know, that is a very important key component. This critical key for preventing is a very critical key for preventing foodborne illness and ensuring that food safety practices are effectively integrated into daily operation. Risk awareness and communication are integral to building a successful food safety culture. They involve understanding and identifying the food safety risk and ensuring that these risks are communicated clearly and consistently at all levels of organization. Um, and now we will go what that's mean in food industry. We can just start with risk awareness in the context of food safety culture. So first of all, we have to understand the risk. Um, all employees from top management to the frontline workers should be aware of the food safety risk associated with their own works and tasks. These include understanding the potential hazards that can lead to foodborne illness, such biological hazard, the chemical hazard, or physical hazard. Then we assess this risk. So it should be a regular assessment that should be conducted to identify areas where food safety risks are more likely to occur. And this can include risk assessment for the facility production processes, supply chain, and even packaging. After the risk assessment, we have a proactive hazard management. And what that's mean? A proactive approach to risk management include identifying potential hazards before they become critical issues. This requires ongoing monitoring, testing, and evaluation of food safety hazard throughout the supply chain, production lines, and also distribution. Sorry. And then there is a training and education. Continuous education and training ensure that all staff are aware of the food safety risk related to their role. We talked about the training before, but just I want to emphasize on it because that is very important. So we should have training related to the risk awareness about the food safety. And the last one is the employee engagement, uh, by creating an environment where the employees are encouraged to recognize, report, and mitigate the risks, fosters a cultures of shared responsibility for food safety. So this is for the risk awareness. Now we will just go to the communication. I'm just separating them here because everyone is every element is as important. So I'm separating them. So we talked about the risk awareness. Now we will talk about the communication in context of food safety culture. So first of all, I have clear and open communication that need to be implemented in any organization. So this communication should be very clear, consistent, and transparent across all the level of the organization. And this can include regular discussion between management, supervisors, staffs, and about the food safety concerns and any other risk and actions to be taken to mitigate them. Then we have reporting system. We should, I mean, any company that need to have or want to have strong food safety culture should establish reporting system channel that where anyone can report any food safety issue or any near miss incident. This system should encourage employees to report any concern without any fear. And an open door policy also can be implemented. Feedback loops. This is the communication that should be in two ways, from leadership to employees and from employees to leadership. And so that it will facilitate the communication between all the elements or all people in the company. And then there is an external communication. So the communication is not only about the in-house or in-house company, or internal communication is also about external communication. Effective communication should extend beyond the workplace. This should involve clear communication with external stakeholders, such as suppliers, customers, regarding any food safety practices, standards, or policies. It also should includes having protocols in place to handle food safety emergencies, kind of recall or um, issues in the market, so that ensure that all involved parties are informed in timely manners. Then we have food safety reporting and documentation. As everybody knows that documentation is very important to keep all the records for anything's happen, kind of monitor inspections, corrective action that will ensure uh, that there is an accurate records of the risk identified, the actions taken, and the outcome of any issues or any food safety activities. These records are crucial for audit, for regulatory compliance, and continuous improvement. Um, Now we will see, sorry, uh, let's now discuss about key practices for promoting risk awareness and communication. First of all, regular food safety meeting. That is very important for communication and that everyone be aware about the risk awareness or risk related to the food. Risk communication training, that also is very important. Visible leadership commitment and behavior safety programs. So those are the key practices for risk awareness and communication. What is the role of technology in risk awareness and communication? So here we will see again, we discussed it about it before, but I can just mention it here. So automated monitoring system, why is important? Because technology can help in a real time to monitor the food safety risk, such kind of temperature control, hygiene checks, allergen monitoring, for example, which can be communicated directly to relevant personnel. Then I have digital reporting tools that also it's uh, help reporting the risk and tracking and helping tracking and ensure the information is immediately available to the necessary parties and can be analyzed for trend and patterns. And the third role of technology is training platform. So now you can find a lot of training platform, online training models, virtual communication tools that can help reinforce the food safety practices and keep staff updated on the new risk and regulation. Now let's talk about the benefits of the strong food safety culture. As you know, the strong food safety culture now is essential for reducing contamination incidents and ensuring the safety of the food supplies. Um, One of the benefits, first of all, is reduce human errors and incidents, and that help to reduce the cost. The second thing, stronger reputation and consumer trust. Then enhancing operational efficiency, then lower the risk of legal liability and recalls, regulatory compliance and audit, and effective crisis management and quick response. We will just tackle some of those benefits in here. We will start with reducing contamination incidents. So here, a robust food safety culture helps to minimize human errors. And then what that's mean? That's mean we will have less incidents, so less food safety and quality failures that will prevent finance losses and will protect reputation of the brand. And at the end, what we are doing here, we are costing saving. So we are producing food safe product, good quality, and there is no compromising of food safety with a cost that is or good low cost, and there is no issues that can increase the cost of that product. Now, building customer or consumer trust, this is very important too. The role of the food safety culture in building the customer trust uh, is crucial, as is directly impact the consumer confidence in safety and quality of the food product they purchase. A strong food safety culture fosters an environment where food safety food safety is prioritized, and every level of production, handling, and distribution. This commitment can significantly enhance organization reputation and encourage consumer to be loyal. So here I have some or maybe I will explain how the strong food safety culture will contribute of building the customer. So first of all, consistent quality and safety insurance will, so that will make the consumer reliable excuse me, this is something different. So here we have reliability in product safety. So consumer of course want to know that the food safety the food they buy is safe and to consume, and a strong food safety culture ensures that food safety practices are followed consistently throughout the entire food production process. When a company consistently adhere to rigorous safety protocol, customers can trust more that their products are safe, which enhances their confidence to the brand. Um, and also the consistent quality helps to prevent any contamination, and if there is no contamination, you will not have issues of recalling the product or withdraw the product. Then positive brand reputation. So building the trust through our consistency, as I said, if we are consistent to produce a safe product with a good quality, that will give a positive reputation to the brand. Um, Also reducing the risk of product recall, as I talked about it before. Then we have engagement with the consumer. So you have to listen to the consumer feedback. Uh, you have to know how to communicate if there is any crises. So this also food safety culture can help to do that. Then I have focus on consumer health and well-being. If you have a strong food safety culture, you will have some health conscious practices. You will care about people that they want only gluten-free product, or they are allergic for some product. You will care about people that, or consumer that prioritize vegan, etc. And that this is the address the special dietary need. Positive impact on consumer loyalty. So building long-term relationship, here we are talking about. If you have a positive reputation and you are in communication with the consumer all the time, you are here building a long-term relationship. And it's long-term relationship with the consumer, and you have to know that there is word of mouth recommendations, so you have more customers and consumers that will love your product. Yes. So, and then fostering consumer confidence through a crisis management. This is very important. Even if there is any crisis, any contamination, it can happen. It's rarely, but it can happen. But if you have a food safety culture system in your facility, in your company, the response, it will be very rapid, and that the consumer will know that, oh, there is a big team there that we can trust, because they are taking our concern seriously and they are responding to us very quickly. They are taking it seriously. So you are building trust after an incident. And the last one is differentiation in a competitive market. So all this will make you different than your competitor, and you will win the loyalty of the market. So this is the other benefit is enhancing operational efficiency. So food safety culture become, as you know, a driver of efficiency and effectiveness across the operation. And we will see how here that how the strong food safety culture can enhance operational efficiency. First of all, improve the employee awareness and engagement. As I talked about before, the food safety culture focus on training, empower employees, so employee is more aware and about the food safety and engaged to help to improve the food safety system in his facility or department. So there will be a clear expectation and accountability and motivated workforce you will have in your facility. Then reduce the downtime and distribution. It's normal because when you have a strong food safety culture, you will minimize any contamination, any incident, and you are preventing in the same time equipment and process failures. So you will have less downtime. Streamline compliance and documentation, simplify the audit and inspection. So you will have audits and inspection, but it will be very simple and will be very systematic, and that we will minimize any compliance costs. So that's how it can help to enhance operational efficiency. Uh, the fourth things is optimize resource use. So we will reduce the waste, better inventory management. So all this will help an efficient operational system. Consistency in quality control. If you have food safety culture, you will have standardized of in all the processes that you have in your company. You will reduce all the rework and mistakes and errors. Also, you will improve the risk management and early detection. So you will have a proactive hazard identification. You will faster problem resolution and reduced employees turnover and increased productivity. A safe and supportive work environment is very important. So food safety culture will help you to have a safe, supportive work environment. Will hire employees that are efficient and well trained, fostering a continuous improvement mindset, encouraging feedback and innovation, continuous monitoring and adjustment. All this is in the food safety culture systems. And then cost saving through preventive measures, reduce costs of quality various and energy and resource efficiency. So this is how food safety culture can help enhancing operational efficiency. Now let's uh, go to the other slide that is about the best practices in fostering food safety culture. So here, to implement a strong food safety culture strategy that require a long-term commitment from all level of organization, from the leadership to the simple employee in your facility. Uh, um, so we will start with the leadership commitment and accountability, and then that will lead to a clear, consistent communication, and then comprehensive training and education. So when the leadership is committed and uh, take the accountability to have this food safety culture strategy in place, we should create that clear communication between different level of the organization. And after that, we have to start with training everybody, training and training. And it should be very comprehensive training that talk to all the level of the organization. Then after training, you have to make the employee owning his food safety responsibilities. The employee should be engaged and own his tasks in terms of food safety culture. Then you can establish the clear and enforce the policies and procedures that everyone follow. Then at the end of all this, you will start monitor and measure all your KPIs or any aspect of the food safety culture, and then you can improve your system. Foster a positive food safety environment and incorporate food safety into the company's core values and collaboration across a supply chain. And here we are talking about also the external elements like suppliers and customers. And at the end is create a robust risk management plan. So this is the strategy of how to implement food safety culture in your facility. Now I give here some examples as we are already here 10:46. Okay, 46 minutes. I will just go through those studies very quickly. I took 3 examples, so I will start with Nestle. I believe that there are people from Nestle right now with us in this presentation. So here we have Nestle integrating food safety into corporate value. So the approach they took is prioritize the food safety as part of its corporate values and their quality and safety for all. They implement stringent global food safety standards and conduct regular training for employees across all the levels, and a focus in placed on early identification and mitigation of risk through digital tools and predictive analytics. Success factor for Nestle was, first of all, continuous employee engagement through awareness campaigns and knowledge sharing sessions. And here is more employee engagement and training. That is very important. Leveraging technology to maintain traceability and transparency, that also was very important, and cross-functional collaboration, ensuring that all the departments align with food safety objectives. The outcome of all this, it was they reduced the recalls and customer complaint, and that's very important. They gained the trust of the consumer, um, enhance trust from consumer and stakeholders globally. So this is the outcome of all what Nestle did. The other example I took here is Danone, employee-driven food safety culture. So the approach they took is empowers its employees by creating a sense of ownership over food safety. The company also integrates food safety goals into individual performance metric. Was very nice, very good, very interesting. Regular workshops and simulations are conducted to enhance decision making and the real world scenarios. The success factors for this example was a decentralized approach, encouraging every facility to adapt global principle locally, active participation from leadership in training programs, and incentive for employees who demonstrate excellence in food safety practices. The outcome of this approach, high employee satisfaction and engagement related to the food safety protocol, consistently high compliance scores in external audits, which is great. Now I have another example. This is not big as Danone and Nestle. This Chipotle Mexican Grill, the turnaround stories. So the approach they took after a high profile of food safety incident, Chipotle restricted its food safety practices, focusing on prevention and accountability. Implemented food safety advisory council with industry experts, and develop robust supplier vetting and pathogens testing programs. The success factors of Chipotle, transparency in sharing initiative with the public, and dedicated investment in high-tech solution like blockchain for supply chain traceability, structured coaching for store managers and employees on best practices. The outcome of this approach was rebuild its reputation and customer trust, reduce incidents of food safety breaches and contamination. So now, as we saw this example, I will just go through the measuring, how we are measuring the food safety culture, which is very important. So we have discussed it previously in the previous slide that continuous improvement is a part of any food safety culture, and we cannot improve any system without measuring the system for improvement. Uh, so here I will go talk about the key areas, method, and metric to evaluate the food safety culture. So first of all, we have employee knowledge and awareness. So here is training. So those key areas that I will put here is it can be considered as KPIs. Those KPIs you can just measure how your food safety culture is doing in your facility or in your company. So let's talk about the employee knowledge and awareness. So how we can measure that is by training completion rates and post training assessment. That can be by quizzes, tests, the score of the test, and all those stuff. Now behavior compliance. So you can measure it by observations audit, like inspection or observation audit. Near miss reporting rate, how many near miss reporting you receive per month or per day or per week. It depends on the companies. Third is communication effectiveness, how we can measure that. So you can count the feedback loop utilization and food safety meetings attendance rate. How many people in the company are very serious to come to the food safety meeting, for example. Operational performance, in that you can just measure the incident rate per day, per week, per month. Corrective action timelines, what your corrective action or your non-conformances are closed or not, per day also or per week. It depends on the companies. And customer and regulatory compliance. Here you can uh, verify how many customer complaints you receive per month, for example. And audit score, any audit, it can be internal audit, external audit, second party audit. So the score can be also a KPI or how you measure the food safety culture. I'm just trying to be very quick so I cannot uh, spend more than 1 hour in this presentation. So here we will talk about tools and method of measurement. For you can use the surveys and questionnaire. There are a lot of surveys in there and lots of questionnaire. I put here just for example 360-degree feedback, audit and inspection. You can use also data analytics and focus on groups and interviews. This is some method that you can use to measure also the food safety culture. And here I have continuous improvement strategy. So everyone knows in every quality management system, you have the root cause analysis that can help you to improve consistently your food safety culture. Benchmarking, and we are talking about all the certification, all the GFSI systems that we have in the food safety industry or food industry. Employee engagement program, training programs, and technology adoption. And at the end is leadership commitment. All this can help on improve your food safety culture system. Tracking progress. So you can track progress, as we said, with the KPIs, the dashboard, the periodic reviews, and have monthly, weekly, quarterly reviews to discuss all the food safety issues and quality issues, document improvement. Again, as I said before, anything that's happened in the food safety management system should be documented. What are the challenges that faced by industries? And I'm talking about the food industry, of course. First of all, is the resistance to change. This is a big challenge for all the food industries, especially when we are talking about food safety of the culture in general. So the challenge in many organizations, that there are a lot of resistance to adopt any new practices, um, particularly if they involve changes to long established process. So employees may be hesitant to embrace a new protocol, um, sometimes because of lack of understanding or fear, uh, or disrupting the productivity too. So what we can do here, so to promote that culture of continuous improvement, the leaders should emphasize on the long-term benefit of food safety and involve their staff in change process. When you involve people on change process, they become less resistance on to the change. So yeah, so this is what we can do for this challenge, which is resistance to change. The other challenge is a lack of resources, and this is mostly for the small industry, the small operations. Um, there may be some lack of resources to support strong food safety culture. This can include insufficient staffing, inadequate equipment, or limited access of training. And the solution for this challenge is prioritizing resources for food safety and ensuring an investment that should be made in the necessary infrastructure that can help overcome this challenge. Sometimes we can seek external expertise, or leveraging technology for monitoring can also be cost effective. And this is how um, we can leverage this challenge of lack of resources. And then cultural and organizational barriers. This is mostly for the multinational companies, where they have the diverse culture. Um, they are everywhere, for example, in the world. So there are a lot of cultural differences and language barriers that can hinder effective communication about the food safety. Sometimes it leads to misunderstanding or different approaches to food safety that can result from varying attitudes, norms, or training practices across regions and countries. So how we can fix this challenge is is provide culturally sensitive training programs and create standardized procedures. I would just go very quickly in here. So to conclude, so we have to take actions. So what need to be done for leaders? They have to lead by example and communicate very clearly with all uh, the staffs. Managers, they have to start conversation about food safety with their teams, and employees, they have to stay all the time engaged and take personal responsibilities for food safety. And I think I am done with my presentation. I am open for any questions. I think, Alina, we still have time for questions.
Um, Actually, not much. If someone will drop a question super quickly, I think I can jump in with my question if you don't mind. Just I'm curious, like how small companies can ensure that their food safety culture metrics remain actionable and relevant? Because for big companies, it's easier, but for small companies,
It's for me, it's the same system. If they focus on all the elements of the food safety cultures in terms of having a leadership commitment. And I worked in many small companies where the leadership commitment is very strong. The most important thing is the leader commitment. If the CEO or the leadership team are involved and encourage people for food safety culture, everything after that is easy, believe me about that. So if there is leadership, if there is leadership commitment, things come after that very smoothly. And I explained in one of my slides when I talked about how we can implement it, and that this slide, it comes from my experience that I had in a small company, is when this one. So when there is a leadership commitment, the communication is improved very quickly. And then when you train people and you keep training people and help them to be engaged, so all those elements can help very easily to build that strong food safety culture. Then the other things that can come smoothly, creating the procedures, create KPIs, have meetings every quarter to discuss the outcome of those KPIs. All this can help for the small companies to have a strong food safety culture. I
yeah,
believe that's.
definitely. Definitely, I agree with you. And guys, like, if you have questions, we can wait a bit, like a few minutes, if there are still coming some. Otherwise, you can just directly drop a question to our speaker. And another question I would love to ask while someone may be typing, uh, can you elaborate on how food safety culture differs from traditional food safety management practices?
So, for for me, the food safety culture is involved in any food safety system. The only difference, I think, and the most important difference that we were not seeing it before, is the communication and employee engagement. Um,
Yeah.
so that is kind of new. The communication now, it's not a communication the leadership or management give you orders and you have to do whatever they think. It's communication in two ways. Even
Yeah.
the employee should be engaged and should give his or her point of view, ideas, and participate on improving the food safety system or the quality system. So this is new in this new food safety culture system.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I hope that a lot of managers understand it because, like, there is no truth behind this crazy autocratic management.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, before this concept of food safety culture, you can, I mean, as I'm an auditor, you can see even the auditor can feel it that, oh, it's just like a robot. There is only a procedures and they have to follow the procedures and that's it. No, it's very different. Is you are changing the mindset of people, and not only the employees, also the leadership, because some CEO sometimes they don't know about the food safety. They don't care about the food safety. No, everyone is concerned.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely. And thank you so much, Hoida, for today's presentation. It was a quite unusual podcast mode, but I hope I hope you enjoyed it, guys. And just I ask you guys to shoot on some reaction to understand that you definitely loved this presentation as much as I did. And again, as always, you can drop a message to me directly. I will share gratefully this presentation. And to all our US visitors, I wish the best holiday and a happy Thanksgiving to you guys. To all our European, I wish lovely Friday and weekend as well, because probably a lot of people came back from work. And thank you everyone who joined us today. And the recording will be definitely shared afterwards and posted on our LinkedIn, and keep submitted to our future webinars. Have a lovely evening and lovely day. Bye
Thank
bye.
you, and thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.